.com open final round coverage. We are going to turn up the wick and the speeds as we are going racing in the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. That's coming up next. The engines have fired at Virginia Motorsports Park. It was 6 years ago the last time the NHRA visited the Richmond area. It took an extra week after rain to weathermen than racers. But right now, let's get ready to go racing. The burnouts are complete as we're ready with the third to last race of the 2006 NHRA Powerade Drag Racing season. 2 weeks ago, national records were shattered and points leads were exchanged. The pressure is building and nerves are fraying. One early round loss today and championship dreams could be dashed. One incredible record-breaking run and a title could be secured. Who can handle the pressure? Stay tuned. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents exclusive coverage of the $50 million NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Today, from Virginia Motorsports Park, just south of Richmond, it's the Torco Racing Fuels NHRA Nationals. And you can see nary a cloud in the sky, and it has led to some incredible performances, especially in Pro Stock. More on that in a moment. Let's talk about Top Fuel because they are up first. Here's our ladder presented by Lucas Oil. The arrow indicates who has lane choice. And notice the left side, all three top contenders on the same side of the ladder. There's the opposite side as we're getting ready with David Grubnick in the right lane, Corey McLenithan in the left lane as the first pair are already pre-staged here at Virginia Motorsports Park. And it will be Corey McLenithan picking up the win, 4.59 seconds. As he gets down the quarter mile, you saw some tire smoke from David Grubnick. That's been one of the issues for the nitro-burning cars. More on that in a moment. But Corey Mack, a three-time winner here at Virginia, is into second round action. Let's get more on the track conditions. Dave Reef.
And Marty, if there's going to be a problem with our nitro cars, it's going to start happening down here at about the 660-foot marker, the transition where the concrete turns to asphalt. You can see the line right here where that is. What you can't see, though, is a very small dip that exists right there that tries to unsettle the race cars, loosen them up, tries to make them spin their tires really, really hard. Add to that fact that further down the racetrack, that asphalt turns rather porous. In other words, the cars start losing some of that contact patch that they have on the racetrack. And what all of that leads to is the fact that we've been here in 6 years and we've got track conditions like these. Upsets could be pretty big today.
And thanks, Dave. Hello again, everybody. Marty Reed alongside with Mike Dunn. And what Dave's talking about is that the fact when they're talking about it being very porous, that means there's holes. And that means when tires running over a hole, that's air, that's less traction, and that's our problem.
Exactly. That's what they're looking for. They want full contact on those fuel cars. The more contact from that tire, the more traction they can get, the more power they can put to the ground. I talked with Alan Johnson. He believes they're actually only got about 50% contact because the asphalt is just that porous. As a result, they got to take timing out of it, take the horsepower to try to keep it from spinning the tires down track.
Take another look at this first run. You'll see what happened. Left side of your screen, that's David Grubnick.
That was a little bit of a surprise. David Grubnick's been running very well. They made some changes in the clutch, but obviously they missed on the setup on that first round action. It's one of the disadvantages of being the first pair out. As we go on board with David, watch him right there. He spun the tires. All he could do at that point was watch Corey streak away with that 459 into the second round.
Well, let's find out about track conditions from the guy who's won the first round. He's with Gary Gerald.
Well, we welcome you to the shade and the chill of Virginia, but it's a gorgeous day for racing, and we're so excited about that. Corey Mack, congratulations on the win. A lot of conjecture about what the racetrack would hold, what these conditions will allow. What do you think we may see as the eliminations progress?
Well, I think we'll see better ETs as we go, but being first pair out there, you got to be a little bit careful. But for this Fran Boost, Torco Racing Fuels, obviously he sponsored us a bit, so it's great for them and Jegs and FabTech and everybody. This is really good for us. We needed that 20 points. It's getting to skinny time. We need to get back in the top 10.
Yeah, he's working hard to get back in the top 10. There's a young man by the name of J.R. Todd who's ousted him from that position thanks to his victory 2 weeks ago in Pennsylvania.
All right, and already back at the starting line, we're getting ready for Melanie Troxel in the left lane, Troy Buff over in the right lane. As Melanie, of course, coming off the final round appearance at Maple Grove, her 8th final of the year. Problems again in the right lane, and Melanie goes down the track 4.56 seconds. You see the speed at 3:08. It looked like it may have dropped a cylinder right before the finish line, Mike.
And that's just a product of that second half of the racetrack. Basically, you're just not getting the tires hooked up. They go into tire spin. You know, a lot of times they'll hit the rev limiter and it'll drop cylinders, mixes it up, and that's why you see a lot of smoke when the drivers are lifting off the throttle, because there's a lot of piston damage inside that engine, and it basically pulls all that oil up out of the oil pan, puts it out through the pipes. We've been seeing a lot of that this weekend. Another reason why the top speeds are down in the fuel cars.
And a report that Troy Buff has dumped oil on the track. That'll give us a chance to get you caught up on what happened during qualifying in this rain-delayed event. Take you back to session number 1, and Stevie Torrence did an excellent job in his first run because he lost his chutes.
How about that? Runs 464, almost 300 miles per hour with no parachutes, but he didn't look like a rookie on this run. He got her stopped safely.
Then we pick it up with who would be number 1, Doug Coletta and Tony Schumacher. It would be Schumacher at 4.51 seconds. And watch the left lane, because it seemed like, as you've seen so far, both wins have come out of the left lane. Take a look now at session number 3. J.R. Todd in the left lane.
J.R. Todd made 3 very good runs, capped up with his great 4:52 elapsed time in the 3rd session, sat out the 4th session.
And as we go on board with Larry Dixon, watch the traction.
Larry's had a very consistent race car, got the full throttle award for the most consistent car in qualifying. He'll be one to watch on race day today.
All right, so we are down a little bit. You can see track temperature 74 degrees. It was 37 degrees this morning on the way to the racetrack. There was frost on the windshield, but right now conditions are great as the sun is out. And as we get ready to head to break, we'll tell you that they're cleaning up at the far end. We'll be back with more Top Fuel, including that man, Tony Schumacher, the #1 qualifier in Top Fuel.
Presentation of the Torco Racing Fuels NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. And Torco, the octane racers count on. Learn more about Torco at torco.com.
And you're on board there with Hillary Will from the 2nd session Friday night here at Virginia Motorsports Park, as we're in first round of Top Fuel action, getting ready for the debut of Steve Torrence. There he is in the right lane. He's going to go up against Larry Dixon. Dave Reef, you've got more on an interesting little tie-in between these two.
Indeed, I do. Steve Torrence, of course, the 23-year-old who overcame cancer about 6 years ago, and no matter what he gets into, be it a Super Comp car or an alcohol dragster where he was the champion last year, seems to find success and has adapted very well in Top Fuel. One of the interested observers during the test session was none other than Larry Dixon. So interested was Larry that he actually ended up signing Steve Torrence's license. How ironic that that should be the first guy he ever races in eliminations. Mike, who signed your license?
Well, that would actually been my dad, and I think he reluctantly signed it. I had to pay him off a little bit. And also Larry Sutton, who is a former race car driver and actually a starter at the Lions drag strip. So that tells you how long ago it was.
Moses wasn't in that mix?
Easy, Bulldog.
Okay. You know, we got to have a little fun here.
I hear you.
All right, buddy. Who loves you, baby? Larry Dixon, there you see him. Right now, this is an interesting situation. This team has no sponsor with 3 races remaining for next year. Miller Lite goes away. They're still working on it, but the deal is not yet signed. Here we go. Well, both cars labored, but it was Steve laboring a little bit more. Larry Dixon goes down the quarter mile 4.60 seconds, and you saw Steve Torrence having all kinds of problems. So far, the left lane, all 3 wins coming from that side.
Well, and everybody that's had lane choice has chosen that left-hand lane, and Larry Dixon, I think they just put a nice soft combination on there, make sure it went down the racetrack, and they got the win.
Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Tim Richards tunes the #3 guy in points, Brandon Bernstein. And Tim, this is a racetrack that this facility or this sanctioning body hasn't seen in 6 years, and we've seen some troubles. How much concern do you have about half track and beyond?
Well, it's a big concern for everybody. The surface is very coarse, and there's not much left to you to really deal with the situation except taking a lot of power out of it, and that means timing. The clutch is already in, so you can't do much with that, and the concrete is pretty good, so you don't want to run too little clutch.
Brandon Bernstein will at least get to see what the point leader, Doug Kalitta and Tony Schumacher, do. They race ahead of him. Brandon Bernstein is the 8th pair.
And you can sense the tension in Tim's voice. I mean, he's on that side of the ladder we were talking about. He has a potential matchup second round with Doug Kalitta.
He knows he's got to win, and he's got a racetrack, like he said, that's a little bit tricky. You know, the concrete surface is good, so you accelerate the car very hard, but boy, then you really got to take a lot of power when you come off of that concrete. It's very tricky to do.
That's J.R. Todd in the left lane. It'll be Bobby Lagana in the right lane.
Burnouts. After the burnouts, we got Larry Dixon here on the top end, feeling better about getting that first round. But we get curious, how difficult for a driver, and you've been through it so many times, when you have to sit there through a lengthy oil down and kind of wonder what's the track going to do?
Well, fortunately this weekend, that's how it's been every single time we've run, all through qualifying and everything. That was actually the shortest downtime. Normally it's been like 45 minutes to an hour. So yeah, we got the drill in qualifying. We were fortunate enough to get the win light with the Miller Lite car and raced in this game. I had no idea 2 months ago when I signed his license off I'd have to be racing him, but he's a good kid, and he's got a good shot at winning some rounds here later on this year.
A little bit of an irony there. Obviously a quick reaction to your first pro run and going against the man who signed your license.
Yeah. I mean, we're out here racing guys like Larry in the Miller Lite car. You know, it's really a dream come true to even be here. So to get qualified and do well at Evan's first race and put the skull shine in first round, you know, even though we get the loss, we still happy to be here.
Many more better days down the road. Nice to have you.
And as you finished up, you see J.R. Todd go low for the round, 4.51 seconds. This team is really come together. The potential Rookie of the Year candidate, the final 4 were announced earlier this week. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but he runs a track speed record, 324 miles an hour.
Boy, I'll tell you, this team is really coming together. Look at the right side of your screen. Jimmy Walsh has done a fantastic job of getting this car down the racetrack. And like you said, 324 miles per hour on this racetrack. Top speed of the event so far by over 3 miles per hour. They've really got a handle on that race car right now.
And for poor Bobby Lagana, he qualified with a career best 4.64. You saw the belt come off, and his day is now over. So as we get ready now, it's time for some of the big heavy hitters. The championship is on the line in Top Fuel, and there's one of the contenders. Some say Doug Kalitta is the most skilled driver in drag racing with superb reaction times and great car control. Kalitta leads the Top Fuel points and is eyeing his first championship. But to get it, he has to hold off hard-charging Brandon Bernstein and 3-time champ Tony Schumacher. Will Kalitta live up to his billing, or will the pressure of the title chase be too much to handle? And we're about to find out here at Virginia Motorsports Park. Let's update you on the weather.
I mean, is this great or what? Only 60 degrees, no humidity. Remember, water grains per pound of air. Anything below 50 is very dry. That's a good thing. Track temperature at 77 degrees, and that density altitude correction at just 463 feet above sea level. And that's David Baca in the right lane, Tony Schumacher over in the left lane. Let's talk about what's going to happen in a couple of weeks, because it'll be down to the penultimate round of the Powerade Drag Racing Series. We'll be at Bud Shootout and qualifying in Las Vegas, Saturday, October 28th at 10. And then qualifying follows immediately at 10:30. Then NHRA Today on Sunday, October 29th at 12:30 Eastern. And then finals on Sunday at 8 Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. It's been 6 years since we've been here at Richmond. There's just some of the thousands that have turned out. They're about 4 deep on the fence line. And give you an idea, there's even a better view. Boy, they packed this place all weekend, and they're seeing some great racing and some great runs here with these weather conditions like we talked about.
Alan Johnson told us if this track could hold it, if the surface was there, the air is so good, he felt they could have run a 4:39 elapsed time this weekend.
Well, and we talked about, Tim Richards saying how a little tense he was, because, I mean, it's really hard to do, because they accelerate these cars so hard, and then to slow them down when they come off that transition, they have to do a lot of things to those cars just to slow them down 5 or 10 miles per hour and keep them hooked up on the other end.
Baca the runner-up at the Winter National. Tire smoke for Schumacher. And Baca is going to pull the upset. Just what we were talking about. You've got to tiptoe down this racetrack in top fuel. Last time out, it was Tony Schumacher getting beat when he was late off the starting line. If you remember that one, this time, Alan Johnson doesn't quite figure out the combination. The car goes up in smoke.
Wow, huge surprise here. Watch right side of your screen. I mean, he had great 60-foot time, and just before the 330-foot block, which is that first block, that's where it starts spinning the tires. And at that point, Tony tries to get the thing hooked back up, trying to get it recovered, but he was unable to do it, and all he could do was watch David Baca pull away into the next round.
5th time out of the 12 that he has qualified #1. And by that way, that 12 is a new record for the year, broke his old mark from last year, but the 5th time he's gone down in the first round as the #1 qualifier. And there's the giant killer this time, and there's Don Schumacher chewing on his gum and wondering what the heck has happened. Let's go to Gary.
And with J.R. Todd, he just saw David Baca jump out of there, and he's elated with his run. How good was your 51?
That's strong out here, you know. There's not a lot of track down tracks. You got to be kind of sensitive down there. And there's a lot of guys pushing it and smoking the tires. You're riding a fine line. And 51 and these big guys out here, we're hanging with them. And how about this guy here?
How about this guy here? You got to be feeling pretty good about it. Even it was a 70. It wasn't spectacular, but it's a win.
Hey, all I know is I looked out. He was side by side. They've been calling me the giant killer. They've been calling me the spoiler. All I know is I saw Coletta this morning. Said, hey, you know what? You did it to me before. Can you do it for me this weekend and take Tony out? You know what? The competition is so dang tough around here right now. For Mach 1, all the TBCs, Merchant Tires on the East Coast, I just want to thank you. Love you.
First time that he has beaten Tony Schumacher.
Think about this also. Remember last year, Tony Schumacher dominated, winning the last 5 races? Well, we're now 3 races into that same stretch. He's 0 for 3 this year.
Well, and we talked about those first-round losses. For Tony, most of those came at the beginning of the season when they did not have a handle on the combination. They were making horsepower. So that tire smoking run after watching J.R. Todd run a 451 in front of him was a huge surprise.
Let's get ready now for Doug Herbert in the right lane, Rod Fuller in the left lane. This is a rematch from round 1 back at Maple Grove just a few weeks ago. Fuller won that one.
And, you know, Fuller's definitely got the leg up on this right now. He's got a very good race car. We talked about him being one of the spoilers for the chase because crew chief Lee Beard's been doing a good job getting this car to go down the racetrack and running good numbers in all kinds of conditions.
Well, it's been a horrible year for Doug Herbert. He's lost the first round in the last 4 races. In fact, he hasn't gotten past second round since Gainesville. That was back in March. That's how bad a year it's been for the Snap-on Top Fuel. Here we go. Troubles continue for Doug Herbert. He strikes the hides at the hit of the throttle. Fuller goes 4.58 seconds at 310 miles an hour. And what that means for Hot Rod Fuller, with his round win coupled with Grubnick's loss, Fuller now takes over sole possession of 5th place in Top Fuel points.
Watch again, left side of your screen. Doug Herbert's going to go up and smoke on the right side of your screen right away. But the one thing you could hear when Hot Rod Fuller came out the transition right there, you could almost hear the engine just kind of go down in RPM as they were trying to take the power away, but Lee Beard did a great job to get that win.
Coming up, it'll be the teammates, Doug Coletta, Hillary Will. Will there be team orders?
Have you tuned that thing yet?
Yeah?
Prove it.
Let's go for it.
When your reputation is on the line, use the best. Lucas Octane Booster. It's a real octane booster. Safe for use in any engine. Lucas, it works.
In just 30 seconds, you could be on your way to an exciting career in high performance with Wyotech. From diagnostics to dynos, it's horsepower for the future with a specialized training program that's right for you. Don't wait. Get started now and see how to shift your passion into a new and exciting career. Call now for your free DVD and train for the future. High performance is one call to one.
Looking at this yellow linoleum for years.
You know, just awesome. It's a goal I've had ever since I've been out here, and you know, with my family, Connie Coletta, you know, and Scott winning a couple of championships, he's got a couple up on me, so it would be, you know, just awesome.
The words of Doug Kalitta. This is the deepest he's gone in his Top Fuel career, leading the points. He's up against teammate Hillary Will. The last time they met, it was a round 2 matchup. She smoked the tires. They said no team orders at that point. Will we see any this time?
Yeah, that was his last event, and I talked to Jimmo, and he swears adamantly that they did not throw the race by making a smoke tires. Now that's the thing. I mean, you can't really tell. I mean, a guy could go out there and basically throw a lot of clutch to it in the middle of the racetrack, and unless the other guy has problems sooner, you're not going to know. But these guys have said they're racing straight out.
And the other thing is, remember, only I think one car has gotten down cleanly in that right lane.
Yeah, so if they smoke the tires, it's not like it's going to be, well, that's kind of unusual because it's been happening.
Well, she got down the racetrack, but Doug got there quicker. He goes 4.58 seconds to her 4.59, which is a very solid run, but the margin really was at the starting line. Doug cut an 0.89 light to Hillary's 1.35.
Doug basically had about 4.5 hundredths of a second advantage off the starting line, like you said, Marty. Got to give it to Hillary Will. I mean, there's no way they could be throwing the race and go up there and basically run a 4.59. If anything would have happened to Doug, he would have been done right there. But luckily, Ron Tolman, crew chief for Doug Kalitta, gives him a great tune-up, and he gets it into the next round.
So that means Doug stretches his lead over Tony Schumacher now to 69 points, and Schumacher is out of here. The one pair remaining, of course, involves that man right there, Brandon Bernstein. He is 3rd in the championship right now, but with Schumacher out, he can pick up more ground, move even closer to that position. He's got Morgan Lucas, one of his best friends, as they both drove for the Darien Meadows team in Top Alcohol Dragster, but right now they're going head-to-head here at Virginia Motorsports Park.
Waiting our final pair in the first round of eliminations. Here's Doug Kalitta. How big's that win, getting that 20 points after seeing Schumacher, who's been chasing you hard, go out?
Yeah, it was big. You know, we're just real focused on trying to get the win here. It's been a while since any of us been here, and you know, we got a great turnout. You know, everybody with Mac and Red Line, we're just trying to do good out here. The Technico guys, you know, we're just hoping to have a good day.
And check this out. No Mac hat today, boys. He's got a Detroit Tigers hat up there after the Tigers swept the Oakland A's and now head for the World Series.
And of course, Ypsilanti, Michigan, home base for Team Kalitta. As there is the Tigers hat.
Doug Kalitta, who is showing up.
As we come back to the starting line, Brandon Bernstein's been to 2 finals in the last 3 races. He was runner-up at Indy, won at Dallas over Rod Fuller, and this is another one of those must-win situations with Kalitta already notching around victory.
Another part of the strategy here, Marty, is the fact that lane choice. We see everybody choosing that left-hand lane. There's definitely a preference between that left lane and the right lane for the fuel cars. Now, Tim Richards saw basically, Doug Kalitta run that 4:58 lap time. So, I mean, he's basically got to figure, let's try to go out there and run a 4:55. Hopefully, that'll get the win against Morgan. If everybody does their job, it should. And, then the key is, I think they're going to want to have lane choice for that second round.
Yeah, remember, the winner of this one gets Kalitta, second round. Brandon will have the lane choice. 4.56 seconds. Takes the win. Morgan, well, 4.63 in a losing effort. But, boy, Brandon's car was skating a little bit, and it was looking a little iffy.
Yeah, it definitely got loose down there. And I'll tell you, Morgan Lucas was right there with him all the way, almost to the 1,000-foot mark. And I think that skating might have possibly cost both those cars. Look at Morgan. He was really drifting early in the run and then started eating the engine up towards the other end. But he was pretty much dead even at the half track and then started skating around at the other end. And the Valvoline Winners Cam, as you can see, just about a car length at the finish.
All right, that means with the round win, Bernstein moves ahead of Schumacher by 6 points into second place. So Kalitta and Bernstein have a date with destiny in the second round. And it's a 63-point lead between first and second place. And Brandon has the lane choice. And I guarantee you, Tim Richards is loving that right there. Corey Mack has lane choice in the other matchup. Switch over to the other side. It's J.R. Todd over Melanie Troxel. and a Fuller-Dixon matchup in round number 2. It'll be Hot Rod Fuller with the lane choice there. When we come back, it will be John Force, 13-time champ. He leads the funny car points over that man, Ron Capps, but it is oh so close.
Mike Ashley, 300.
Welcome back to Virginia Motorsports Park. We're here at the Torco Racing Fuels Nationals, just south of Richmond. What a gorgeous day. And we're getting ready for first round of Funny Car. But first, let's talk a little bit about Phil Burkhardt. He got his first win of the season at Reading. We had a chance to sit down with him and teammate Dale Worsham in this week's Powerade Power Time. Edelfest, who recovers first? And it is going to be Phil Burkhardt. His first win this year. Last weekend in Reading, Pennsylvania, Funny Car driver Phil Burkhardt won his first Wally in 53 races.
It was very trying times. You know, this drag racing is no easy task, that's for sure.
And Burkhardt's teammate, Dale Worsham, has not won a race since Indianapolis in '05. In fact, last weekend was the first time in 6 months that both CSK cars went past the first round.
You definitely start questioning whether or not you can basically make a run, even make a full run down the track. There were times, in the last month and a half where I didn't believe we'd even make a run where we pulled the parachute.
In this Powerade Power Time, we talked to both CSK drivers about the struggles their team has endured in 2006.
We weren't winning, we kind of panicked a little bit and changed some things around in the combination of the car, thinking we needed to be a little bit quicker, which we did. We weren't winning. And when we did that, it just really messed with the way the car ran.
In Reading, they rose to the challenge by taking out the biggest names in the funny car class.
Well, last weekend we certainly didn't back into this win. First round we took out Ron Capps, current points leader. Going into second round, last year's world champ Gary Scelzi. Third round, obviously John Force, 13-time world champ. You always got to go up there well prepared for John. Come to the final, and there we are lined up with the guy that's won the last 2 races in a row, looking for his third. So we just went up there to run our race, and as it happened, both of us smoked the tires, and we got to the finish line first. Yeah, I think the entire team needed it. They needed it for just like you said, a morale boost. At least we kind of showed, that we can make 4 runs in a day and win a race.
So first win in a long time for that team, and they need it as we are getting ready for funny car action here in Virginia. Last year, after winning his first Funny Car Championship, Gary Scelzi said he'd never felt so much pressure. This year, Robert Hight and Ron Capps are in the hunt for their first. But to be the best, they have to beat the best. And the best is 13-time champ John Force. After last season's third-place finish, Force is hungrier than ever to recapture the crown. And let's take a look at our funny car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. John Force Racing goes 1, 2, 3 in qualifying.
And how about Team Schumacher? They weren't even in the top half. Jack Beckman was the best with the number 9 qualifying position on the other side of the ladder. You got some great matchups here with Force and Densham going head-to-head.
And as we get ready for action in funny car, first pair rolling through the water box. That's Jack Beckman in the right lane, closest to you. We always refer to it as driver's right, driver's left. And that's Dale Worsham over in the left lane. Let's put a period on Top Fuel, send it up to the far end to Gary Gerald.
Well, Brandon Bernstein, by virtue of that first round victory, you now slip into the number 2 spot in the championship points. I'm sure you're very aware of that as you're sitting up there waiting for the chance.
Yeah, we were, but we got to go round by round, and our Budweiser, Lucas Oil team, Mac Tools, everybody's doing a great job, and it's tough. I mean, that's just one round, so it really doesn't mean too much. This next round is obviously a big round for us, and hopefully we can get the win light and make this championship run a little bit more interesting.
Hey, so Bud headed toward Mr. Baca's camp?
Yeah, probably.
Thanks.
And of course, Baca was the man who put Tony Schumacher on the trailer. So let's check in now on this matchup. Dave Reed, you've got more on Jack Beckman.
You bet, a new experience for this funny car driver who's still getting his feet wet in the Matco Tools car. In the 4th round of qualifying yesterday, actually went down there, started spinning the tires a little too hard, didn't catch it quite early enough, and ended up kicking the rods out of that machine. Sparked a very small fire inside of the Matco Tools car. It was something that he said was hoping to wait another 100 runs or so, but it didn't. So he's got a little bit more of experience as he heads into elimination day. Of course, Jack Beckman, remember, going to be a married man by the time we hit qualifications in Las Vegas.
Actually, it'll be prior to Pomona, the Tuesday, and Super Comp racer Gemma Lucy will be the drive. Uh-oh, trouble in the left lane. Tire smoke for Del Worsham, and the win, the first round win in funny car action for Jack Beckman, 4.87 seconds at 289 miles an hour. And the disappointments and the trials and tribulations for Del Worsham continue. He's 11th in the points coming into this race, and the last time Del didn't finish in the top 10 was all the way back in '97.
Boy, that's a big surprise. I mean, Del had 0.06 of a second advantage off the starting line. I mean, you know, if he could have just went down the racetrack, probably was going to win that round. Jack did a great job just keeping the thing in the middle of the groove and getting down the racetrack and getting into the next round, though.
And while he's at the far end of the racetrack, a little bit earlier, we had a chance to catch up with the man who's tuning, Ron Capps. That's Ed the Ace McCullough. Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Imagine being firmly in a funny car championship chase, and now imagine if you're Ed the Ace McCullough and you've only qualified in the number 14 spot, and you're going to be in what's a tricky right lane. Imagine how you're going to approach this next run, and that's what we're going to ask you. How are you going to approach it?
Roll the dice, you know. I mean,
that's Vegas. That's next.
You know, I mean, we ran over here last night. Coletta's got lane choice. They ran over here. They ran really good over here last night. I thought maybe they would come over here, but apparently they want to go in the other lane. That's okay. The racetrack is not really that bad early. You have to run really hard on the early part of the racetrack, but you got to be able to throw it in reverse or put it in park out there at the transition, because from there on you better be coasting.
And your words of wisdom for Ron?
Hang on, I don't know what to tell you.
Are you ready for anything past half track?
And with Jack Beckman at the top end, your first round win as a funny car driver, how good does it feel?
Well, I don't know that words can put it into perspective here. The only thing I did right on that run is turn the wind light on. It moved around a bunch. It's a nitro funny car. My God, on a good run, these things don't go straight. The Matco Tools distributors and the crew, these guys busted their butt. We caught on fire last night. We were up late. They got everything fixed. We had some warm-up issues this morning. We got through it. Everybody stayed calm. It worked out well. Matco Tools, the Dodge Charger here, MTS. Thanks all the sponsors. You guys make this wonderful. Hopefully we can do 3 more today.
Hey, you're through the tough stuff. It's a piece of cake now.
Oh, yeah, right. The second round on's fun, huh? Thanks guys.
All right, there is the other side of the coin. There's Del Worsham still wondering what they have to do to try and figure out that flopper as he goes over and gets the time slip and just snatches it and takes a look at the bad news. Back at the starting line, the body comes down on Gary Scelzi's Oakley Dodge Mopar funny car, and over in the left lane it'll be Jim Head. These guys have met, and well, this will be their 9th meeting. Head's only won one of those, but boy, I'll tell you what, Jim Head lately has been a good race car.
You know what, if memory recalls, Gary Scelzi was pretty good in Top Fuel, having won 3 championships, and while there is still a little bit of Top Fuel trivia out there for Gary Scelzi, he's still the track record holder at this facility, having gone 449 many years ago.
Yeah, that was back in 1999 when they were still running 100% nitro. Alan Johnson was the crew chief, so that tells you something right there.
Oh, and boy, you saw the explosion on Jim Head's car. He coasts on through at 528. Fire is quickly extinguished. You saw Scelzi go up in tire smoke, which can't make Ed the Ace McCullough and Ron Capps feel any better. Crew is scrambling already because they're going to have a bunch of work to do to get ready for second round. But for Jim Head, after a slow start to the season, he's been to semifinals in 2 of the last 5 races, and he wins another round here, although an expensive one.
He's had a good race car. Let's make no bones about it. Ran a 478 in qualifying. But watch on the right side of your screen. I mean, Gary Scelzi obviously goes up in smoke. But right there, right at that transition, now that's where they're trying to take a lot of timing out of that engine and take the power away from it. And I don't think it's any coincidence that is the point where the thing basically backfired, because those engines really don't like when you do that too much.
Well, we're waiting for the word to see if he got oil. That might change the scenario for the lane choice.
See, remember, you want to take that time out just before you come off that transition, because you're basically doing it in timing, figuring you're going to be at half track at about 3.3 seconds or whatever. You're going to take it out maybe like a 3.2, and as soon as he got to that transition, boy, she let go.
So what it means is we've come to a huge matchup, and it'll be when we come back from break, because it'll be time for Scott Coletta and Ron Capps. And right now, Coletta has chosen the left lane. Could that change?
The Blitz.
It's a lot of, you obviously got to have a tiny bit of luck, but you don't get there without heart. You got to have a lot of heart because it's a long season, and perseverance and consistency most of all, but you got to have the will more than anything.
He's going to need more than just a tiny bit of luck. He is over in the right lane, he being Ron Capps, and the right lane has been a minefield for these guys.
Yeah, it's definitely a little more tricky in the right-hand lane than the left-hand lane. Doesn't mean you can't go down that racetrack, though, in that right-hand lane. But look at this, the points coming into this season after Memphis. Look at that. Robert Hight, right side, there's almost double Ron Capps' points total in those events.
So this is the points as of this weekend as they came in, and how much they've gained since Memphis, which you're right, Mike, it's just absolutely astonishing. Scott Coletta, left lane. Even though there was an oil down charge to Jim Head, they decided to stay put. Will it pay off for him? The answer is yes. 4.80 the elapsed time. 301 miles an hour, and Scott Coletta takes the round win and puts another dagger in the championship hopes of Ron Capps' heart.
Well, you see, Connie, he was loving life on that one as Don Schumacher obviously frustrated, as is Ed the Ace McCullough. But give it to Connie Coletta and Scott Coletta. They actually went to the wind tunnel this week. They found some things that they really felt were going to help them out in the downforce area. Well, what a great track to come into, finding probably 400 pounds of downforce that they think they found. It definitely helped here, and they've been making some very good runs, and they're in the next round.
It's only the 5th time this year that Scott has gotten out of round number 1, and oh, what a costly time for Ron Capps. And already back at the starting line, engines are firing for Tim Wilkerson and Eric Medlin. Of course, Medlin, our pole sitter, he picked up his 8th funny car career pole. But so far this year, only one man has been able to win from the pole, and that's his teammate Robert Hight. And oh, you can just see the dejection at the far end underneath the helmet of Ron Capps.
I'll tell you, Ron did a good job. He was almost 200ths of a second quicker off of the starting line. I think as Ace, put a good tune-up on it. They made a nice run. They didn't do anything bad. They just weren't good enough to beat Scott Coletta today.
The side-by-side burnout's complete. It will be Medlin over in that left lane. Tim Wilkerson, the number 16 qualifier. It's the 3rd start this year from the number 16 position for Wilkerson, and he has never upset the number 1 qualifier in his entire career of 9 starts from the bump spot.
Yeah, we talked about Del Worsham struggling this year, but Tim Wilkerson also has been having his issues. I'll tell you, Eric Medlin, he's been looking awfully good this weekend.
Let's hear from Ron Capps.
Well, this championship chase, we've talked about the stresses and the strains and the roller coaster, and obviously this is in a down cycle. 2 of these in a row where it's been first round and out, and it has to be painful. Can you describe what you're thinking about right now and how you will approach the last 2 events?
Well, we knew they ran good, and Scott's a great driver, obviously, so you got to go up there with your, good job, man, nice. And it's this time of year where obviously they're getting a handle on that, and we really kind of, we wanted to do good for Evan. No, this is his race, and I feel bad for him, but we went up there and didn't have lane choice. It's our own fault. I let the car get out of the groove. It's been pushing people to the right in the right lane. I was completely ready for it yesterday, and it still bumped me out. I watched 2 drivers do it, and it did it to me again. And there's nothing you can do. You just go out and you try to do what you do, but we really kind of did it to ourselves with that lane choice. We felt like the left lane was better, and that's just the way it goes. We can just hope for the best, and then still 2 races left. We were in this spot last year, so we ended up okay. We'll be all right.
All right, thanks, Ron.
And as you finish up, Gary, Eric Medlin easily wins with a 4.83 elapsed time. Tim Wilkerson goes up in tire smoke at the hit of the throttle.
13:35 I tell you, Eric Medlin, John Medlin had a great tune-up on this race car. Eric put it in deep. He actually blinked the top light. That means he's probably in at least 300 or 400 deep, so that probably would have been about a 480, 479 run. And the other thing you got to remember, he was running very strong right to that point, and then he started, they tried to take it out, and he didn't run the big speed on the other end, only 286 miles per hour, coupled with that 483 elapsed time.
And it'll take a few moments for Eric to get towed off the race course. Gives us a chance to talk about Rex Grossman and the Chicago Bears. They're flying high, and the Monsters of the Midway are back. Can they keep it up as they visit Matt Leinart and the Cardinals? Is it Monday yet? Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern. It's available in high definition on ESPN HD and Spanish on ESPN Deportes. Call your cable operator or satellite provider today. And meanwhile, back at the starting line, engines have been fired as our next pair get ready. It'll be Robert Hight in the left lane, Phil Burkhardt over in the right lane. Talk about some opportunity. Robert Hight comes into this round 34 points behind his boss, John Force. And a total of 28 points behind Ron Capps, and Capps is out of here. So by the end of the day, Capps could see him, well, being pushed back to third in points.
And the first thing Robert Hight has to do is get around Phil Burkhardt, who took him out in the final round in that Pedal Fest that we saw back 2 weeks ago in Reading. Robert Hight hasn't, I mean, he's your number 2 qualifier. You know, they ran that 475 on Friday evening, but they haven't had the consistency that they've enjoyed the last couple of races in qualifying. Now, I think Jimmy Prock and the team have a pretty good handle on this combination, but I can assure you they're not taking Phil Burkhardt lightly, because you never can, because we've seen it time and time again. He's able to take out the Giants.
I'll tell you, he's done it 9 times where he has taken out the higher qualified car in first round this year.
Robert Hight and Jimmy Prock, they just got to do their job. You know, Robert's got to, get a decent light, keep that thing in the middle of the groove. Jimmy Prock's just got to keep that combination hooked up all the way down the racetrack, and if they can do that, they should be able to get around Phil Burkhardt. A lot of ifs there, though.
Burkhardt goes up in tire smoke, but unlike the last time out when they were side by side at Reading, Robert Hight did not. He goes 4.76 low for the round. Let's talk to the man who tunes it, Dave.
Jimmy Prock, how comfortable were you heading into that round?
Not really that comfortable. You know, it's been tough here, the air conditions. The car's really touchy here, but, you know, we backed up to, how we were yesterday. The first run, made a couple adjustments, and it seemed to work.
476 on the board. They may be pretty good for the rest of the day now.
I like that. 476, it seemed to work. I think it worked pretty darn good myself.
Yeah, it certainly did. As he coasts on out, and there is the 13-time champ, as he has had a lot of success in his career, but also here at Richmond. Let's take you back to 1996 against Cruz Pedregon.
Boy, the Classic Cup battle here between the rivals, as you see John Force able to take that win.
Happy birthday to me. I don't even care.
He ran a 5:02 at 286 for that win. He scores 4 wins in 6 events that were held here prior to 2000 when we stopped coming here. And now we're back. Do not go anywhere. We've got to take a commercial break. Can Gary Dencham, the old employee, put the boss on the trailer? Come on back and find out.
No, take the
Park. We're getting ready for more first round action in Funny Car. There is Austin Coyle, the man responsible for giving all the horsepower to John Force, who will be in the left lane. Force qualified for his 390th straight NHRA national event. Something we don't talk enough about, but I'm going to tell you folks, if you're looking ahead to next year, circle Bristol Motor Speedway. When we go to Thunder Valley, that will be where he could potentially have number 400 in a row, and there better be some kind of celebration if he makes it. We'll never see that again in our lifetime.
Absolutely, that's an amazing stat. And right now, he's got an amazing race car. The car has gone down the racetrack all 4 of its runs, at least the first half. They've had a little bit of trouble on some of the runs on the second half, spinning the tires. But I think if they can get that point without any smoke, they've got a good shot of getting around Gary Dencham.
Takes the win, 4.82 seconds to a 4.86. And the one thing I noticed, Mike, everybody is bumping in just very, very slightly in that left lane. They want to hold on to lane choice because they know how important it is. That's the shallowest I've seen Force go in a long time.
Absolutely. Most of the Funny Car drivers all go in pretty much deep, but you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's just a situation right at that point as you look at the Valvoline Winners Cam. Boy, that was a close drag race. It's about a half a car length at the finish line, but you You also saw John's car when it made that transition off a half track. It almost looked like it stopped, and I thought, boy, he was there for the taking. As you look at the times here, it was a great drag race as Gary Densham had the advantage to about 300 feet.
Well, John Force pulled off short at one of the earlier turnouts. His teammate, Robert Height, is here at the far end. Robert, with that 76, what was more important, the significance of the number or getting a little payback against Phil Burkhardt, who beat you in the finals 2 weeks ago?
It's bigger to go rounds here, I tell you that. You know, especially with Caps going out early. And John, he's staying on there, and they've got a good running car. You know, it's hard for me to want to beat Force, you know. He's the guy that gave me this opportunity, but we've got to pretend that he's just another racer out there and treat him just like Burkhardt and try to go out there and beat him. It was a good run for Jimmy Prock, and it was a nice, smooth run. Smoothest of the weekend for us.
And isn't this championship getting interesting?
It certainly is. Height and Force cannot match head-to-head until the semifinals. And right now, Force leads Caps by 26 points, Robert by 34. And remember, Caps is toast for the weekend. We get ready for Tony Pedregon in the left lane, Mike Ashley over in the right lane. But first, let's talk about what's coming up in a couple of weeks when we move to Las Vegas for the Bud Shootout at 10 o'clock Eastern on Saturday, October 28th, followed by qualifying at 10:30 Eastern. Then NHRA today on Sunday, October 29th at 12:30 Eastern, and finals at 8 Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. And as the bodies come down back at the starting line with Tony Pedregon and Mike Ashley getting ready to make their run, there is the updated points, and all three have had their run, and Caps on the trailer heading down the highway.
Boy, and that's huge, and this is another good matchup right here. And you mentioned the fact that, you know, the funny car drivers are not going in deep because that lane choice is so critical. You're going to see the same thing here, I think, also with both these drivers just trying to get down the racetrack.
Oh, wow, that was so close to the wall. Tony Pedregon in that left lane. The win light goes to Mike Ashley in the right lane. 4.84 seconds to a 4.86, and that drifting over towards the wall may be the difference in what cost Tony the win.
Well, it definitely could have. I mean, both cars didn't run the big numbers on the other end. Mike actually went 299. Tony went 296, but the time it took for Tony on the right side of your screen to move over the wall possibly could have cost him a little bit of time. And remember, the margin of victory was just 53 10,000ths of a second. In other words, it's a little over 5,000ths of a second. You know, that definitely could have been the difference at the finish line.
Take a look at the Valvoline winners cam, and you can see how far over Tony really is. And look at that margin. Oh, so close. Wow. 52 10,000ths of a second. And there it is at the bottom of the screen, and there are the incrementals.
I mean, Ashley was ahead all the way, but I mean, I tell you what, the other thing we don't talk about, when he moved over towards the wall, it got more tire spin, so I'm sure that definitely cost him that round.
So as they pull them off at the far end of the racetrack, it means we're down to our final pair here in first round action. It'll be Tommy Johnson Jr. and Cruz Pedregon coming to the line, with TJ having the lane choice there. There they are back at the starting line waiting to get the word to fire engines. Gives us a chance to preview a little bit about what's coming up in Pro Stock. If you have not seen your morning newspaper, you didn't see NHRA today, we have the quickest field in the history of the sport in Pro Stock. You had to run better than the national record that was just set. I mean, when we went to Reading, the old national record, well, you would have to beat it here just to make the field. 16 cars in that realm, and it was just incredible. All 16 drivers made career best runs. 663 was the bump spot by Erica Enders. That's what you have to look forward to in Pro Stock. Let's go to the far end of the racetrack.
Well, Mike Ashley by 5,000ths of a second, 52 10,000ths of a second. You get a win. That's got to be tough on the nerves.
It is tough on the nerves. You know, we only went down the track once the whole weekend, Gary. You know, we've got a pretty consistent hot rod here through the summer, and all of a sudden, the last couple of races, we kind of lost a little bit, but I think we found our problem. You know, this is Torco Race Fuel's hometown track. I must win. It's a must win, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm glad we got the win. What did he run? What did we run?
I'm going to have to scramble here. Look for the numbers.
It's all right.
84 to an 86. I'm sorry.
Wow. All right. That's real close. All right, man. Well, a win's a win, and we'll take it anytime.
Thanks a lot.
Torco Race Fuel, baby.
So as we come back to the starting line, we get ready for our final pair. Tommy Johnson Jr. in the left lane, Cruz Pedregon in the right lane. Cruz, since his last final round, which was back at Denver, has just 2-round wins. TJ has got himself a pretty good-looking race car this weekend. set. Cruz Pedregon in the right lane, runs 4.84 seconds and takes out Tommy Johnson's 4.87.
Wow, this was a huge upset because Cruz Pedregon didn't even get in the show until the final session yesterday when he was able to bump his way in. And Tommy Johnson Jr., like you said, has had a very good race car, and he had a very good race car this weekend. Let's go on board with Cruz Pedregon. This was a very nice run. The car started to drift over towards the wall. He was able to get back towards him, but look how much that car was moving around on the other end once he made that transition on the asphalt. Drivers have really got their hands full when they get to that point.
All right, let's show you the matchups. Here's our funny car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Eric Medlin has lane choice over Jack Beckman. Scott Coletta over Jim Head. Over on the other side, it is Robert Height and John Force with the lane choice there, and they are on course for a semi-final showdown in the championship chase. So we've got to step aside for another break, but when we come back, it'll be time for the factory hot rods, and it has been just one incredible weekend of racing in Pro Stock. And there is Jason Line, the points leader, and maybe the new record holder.
The Funai.
Step it up when the pressure is high. That's exactly what Jason Line did with this remarkable run in round 2 at Reading. The win light goes to Jason Line, and look at this, 6.609. No wonder he couldn't beat him. If Jason Line goes on to win the championship, that record pass could be the defining moment of the Pro Stock season. There may be a few more defining moments by the time we get done. Look at that crystal clear blue sky here at Virginia Motorsports Park. We have had incredible performances here in Pro Stock qualifying. You want to see the first ever sub 660 run? You're on board with Greg Anderson, left lane, session 1. He stops the clock 6.594. But it would not end there. It would only get better. Let's take you to session 3 just yesterday. Jason Line, left side of your screen, driver's right, 6.57 seconds. Right now, he's got the chance for the national record. Great run here for Kenny Koretsky. Also in session number 3, he goes in to the 50s with a 6:59 elapsed time. And don't forget about Greg Stanfield over in the left lane, 6.58 seconds. So we've had 4 different drivers in sub 6-second land. Take a look at the Pro Stock ladder. Erica Enders, she ran 6.630. Remember what the national record was when we went to Reading just a couple of weeks ago? 6.631. All 16 Pro Stockers ran career best to just make it into this field. That's I don't think that's ever been done.
And that's amazing. It's just, the atmospheric conditions are just outstanding right now. They're even a little bit better than yesterday. We talked about, you really don't want to go for a national record, but the thing is, the air conditions are so good. You just race your lane, and guys are going to set the national record because the conditions are just that good right now.
Kurt Johnson left lane, Dave Conley in the right lane. Talk more about why these guys are so much better on this same racetrack than the Nitro cars. But first, let's watch. Dead even. And the win light goes to Dave Conley, 6.62 at 2:06. Look at the speed on Kurt, 209.26 miles an hour. He runs 6.63 on the elapsed time, but it is Conley getting the win light. And before we actually started to hear today, just a few moments ago, Dave Reef caught up with Greg Anderson.
General consensus is the weather's about the same as it was yesterday. Track perhaps a little bit better. You don't know about that, but you do know about getting after it.
Yeah, we better get after it too, otherwise we're going to be on a trailer. It's just fantastic conditions out here, David. The weather's it's even a little better today. We expect the racetrack to be a little better. It's gotten better every run, so you better be on your game out there, because there's going to be a lot of bullets thrown out there. So I want that 20 points for that record. I don't know if I can get it, but I also want that 80 points for a win, so that's probably more important right now. And you can't get those 80 points until you get that first 20, which is first round, so that's the important thing right now.
But the record could fall?
It probably will fall today, fall farther.
And you see some of the trees lining this Virginia Motorsports Park as we get ready for the return of Jed Coughlin Jr., the two-time NHRA Powerade champion. He'll be over in the right lane. First time we've seen him behind the wheel of a Pro Stocker since his win last year at the finals at Pomona. In the left lane, it'll be Alan Johnson at the track where he won his first ever NHRA national event back in 1999.
Great matchup here. Two of the very best drivers in the business. I'll tell you, Jed Kaufman, I don't think he'll be rusty one bit. He's just one of those natural drivers. Alan Johnson, his dad Roy, making a lot of horsepower. This Mopar's been running very good. You know, the thing we're watching too, we're talking about national records, and you know, the first pair out, they ran about 100 slower than they did in qualifying, both Kurt and Dave Connolly. You know, we also saw that in Reading a couple weeks ago, where everybody was kind of running about the same or a little slower, and then Jason and Greg came out and just ran those numbers on race day.
Something happened to Alan Johnson, a lot of wheel spin. And Jed goes 6.63 seconds at 2:08 in his return in the Slammers Cobalt. So he picks up right where he left off with another round win.
Well, I think you're right. It sounded like Alan Johnson just really spun the tires hard off the starting line. As soon as he let the clutch out at that point, full second gear, and it was all pretty much all done. And then Jed Kaufman goes down that right-hand lane. So far, been the lane of choice for the Pro Stockers. They seem to like that lane better than the left.
And you're not seeing double there. That is not Jeg's Slammers car. That's Tommy Lee coming to the line now over in the right lane. In the left lane, it will be Tom Martino. Time now for our Checker Shucks Craig and Tractionary. As it comes up on the screen, we're going to talk a little bit about spoilers.
It has an aerodynamic device attached directly to the vehicle of the body, usually to the rear deck lid, such that allows airflow passes only over the top of the device, used to create downforce, aiding in traction and stability. That's as opposed to a rear wing that you see on the top fuel dragsters. The funny cars and the Pro Stocks have rear spoilers.
See, and I thought a spoiler was the guy who was out and just crushes the leader in the points.
Well, it can be that too.
Oh, okay. Well, then that'll be another CSK Tractionary down the road. All right, let's talk more about Tom Martino and Tommy Lee. Martino has one race win this year. That's when he was actually testing for V Gaines. Remember that back at Gainesville? Came out of the box and just slammed everybody. No pun intended on Tommy Lee there and his sponsor. Tom in his 7th start for Victor Cagnazzi Racing. Of course, he replaced Eric Anders back at Denver. You saw the tire shake on Tommy's car. He had no shot. In fact, he was really late off of the line. Tom goes 6.61, a career best ever speed for him at 209.14 miles an hour, and another career best elapsed time for Martino.
Boy, severe tire shake. It was pretty much all over for Tommy Lee as soon as he let the clutch pedal out, because he did two things wrong. First of all, he was dead late, and then they missed on the setup, going into severe tire shake. Watch this. I'll tell you right there, that's a lot of tire shake for a driver to have to try to drive through.
Let's go to Gary.
Let me fumble here while I try to get my microphone open. It's the tasks. I'm so overwhelmed to seeing Jag back, and he's winning just like the last time we saw you. You come back, and I know you've been targeting this state. What's the satisfaction sense?
It feels great, you know, to get a good round win in there, first round for the whole Slammers Ultimate Milk team. Feels outstanding. Get my first round win of 2006 feels awfully good. To be back on the NHRA Powerade Tour feels just outstanding, and to sneak by Alan Johnson. They've really been coming on extremely strong here the last several months, and it's a good feather in our hat going into the second round. I got a little tune-up left to do on myself. Didn't drive too well that first round, but we'll be ready for round 2.
Nice to have you back, Jack.
Greg Anderson, V Gaines coming up next in Pro Stock. And for Greg Anderson, the carrot dangling out in front of him in the national elapsed time record. He's also got an extra set of eyes here. NASCAR buddy David Green sitting up in the stands right now with the public address announcer Bob Fry. And anytime David Green comes by, he seems to do very, very well. The last time that happened, Indianapolis, and well, we all know Greg won the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals.
Of course, he's looking for 20 points to move ahead, but also that national record looms out there. Goes to the guy who holds it at the end of this event, and right now it's his teammate Jason Line who's ahead of him in the points. V Gaines over in the left lane, coming off his second DNQ of the season back at Maple Grove. Here we go. The win light, and look at this. Greg Anderson goes 6.588. Oh, so close. And poor V Gaines. V's got to go home and tell everybody, I ran 6:59 and got beat.
Can you believe that? 6:59 and you get beat. I mean, that's just a great side-by-side race right there. Greg Anderson had 200ths of a second advantage over V. Car moved around just a little bit. Still runs a 6:58 at 208 miles per hour. And look at the Valvoline winners, Cam. Almost a half a car length difference at the finish line.
Now back in the pit area, the fans still love John Force, and of course all of us love this points championship that's going on. John, are you still loving the points now that, well, you've been able to add a little bit to Caps's total, but boy, your teammate.
Well, yeah, old Robert's right on our tail end, and Eric's hot rodding too, but fans are out here. They love us here in Richmond, and it's a good feeling. But, you know, it was really funny in that race. You get thinking too much, you can screw up. And Coyle's saying, go shallow, look for lane choice. And I'm trucking down there in that old Mustang and get right down there in the lights. And it started to spin, the motor revved up, and I thought, man, it's going to blow the blower, kick the rods out, and cost me points in this tight chase with Caps and Robert. And I stepped off the gas early. And right when I went, old Ditcham's race brick went right by me. I thought, he got me. I thought I was dead, right? And luckily, you know, I got him by a shade. But Gary's a great racer, and good to be back in Richmond for Castro, Brand Source, AAA.
You sign all of these autographs, you won't have time to think until later.
Thanks, guys. As we come back out trackside, we've already just witnessed the quickest side-by-side pro stock race in the history of a sport. 6:58 to a 6:59. Can Morgan and Koretsky top it? Here we go.
Conditions have been right for it. We saw both V Gaines and Greg Anderson step up for their qualifying times.
Koretsky gets out of the groove and gets out of the throttle. Morgan goes 6.62 at 2:08, so not quite as good as that last one. There's Greg Anderson. Will his teammate keep pace? Will he take it even lower? Come on back and find out here at Virginia Motorsports Park.
Hammer the throttle.
Back here at Virginia Motorsports Park, we're getting ready for Greg Stanfield, closest to you in the right lane. Jim Yates over in the left lane. This is hometown track for Yates. He lives just up the road a piece, close to Washington, D.C. And Stanfield's out of it. The number 2 qualifier with a 6:58 is out of this one, and Yates musters a 6:65, and normally we'd say that's a great run, but that's a pooch of a run compared to what we've seen.
Yeah, that was nothing. 6:65. I mean, you're 700ths of a second off just in this round alone. Take another look at right side of your screen. Greg Stanfield had the advantage off the starting line, went 980 and 60 feet, and then it looked like it just basically got loose. They had a problem going into second gear, but that's a big surprise right there.
So a big win for Jim Yates here at his hometown track as we get ready for number 1 qualifier, Jason Line. Right now could be pocketing another 20 bonus points over in the right lane. He has the potential for the national record, 6.571, the mark he set in qualifying. Erica Enders, who made it the quickest pro stock field in the history of the sport by running 6.630, which is better than the national record when we went to Reading just a couple of weeks ago. Take a look at the current point standings. You can see that it is down to 39, depending on what Jason does. If Jason wins this round, it would go back up to 59. We have not added in the 20 bonus points for the national record to Jason's total because that's not awarded till the event is over.
I'll tell you right now, I mean, you can't be thinking about the national record because Jason's taking that right lane as everybody who's had lane choice in pro stock has done. But we've had 3 guys not even be able to get down the racetrack in that right-hand lane. So it looks like it might be a little bit of feast or famine. Maybe the track's very good initially, or maybe they like what they see a little bit better down track. I know the bump on the transition in the right lane's not quite as bad as in the left-hand lane. But I'll tell you what, the key is with pro stock, it looks like you've got to get to that point first.
And for Erica Enders, her first race start with her family-owned team. She last qualified at Denver. That was her race debut for Don Schumacher Racing. And, of course, since then, they have broken off and taken control of the revived Mopar. The numbers, 6:55, 2:09, new national elapsed time record, a new national speed record. Unbelievable. Gary, take it away. I got to catch my breath.
Greg Henderson, we're stunned. You said it was coming today. Your reaction?
You know, I'm honestly not that surprised. I thought he could run 56. 55 just knocks it right out of the park. I mean, you know, he's just doing a fantastic job, and the car is absolutely flying. I can't keep up with him. I mean, I got great equipment, and I can't hang with him. He's the man right now.
Yes, he is, and we'll get a word with Jason in a moment. The Powerade bottle was flying as we take a look at this run one more time. Nobody's ever gone quicker.
What a great run, 6:55. I mean, Jason did the job off the starting line, 0:36 reaction time. Let me tell you, if he does that all day, I mean, take this one to the bank.
Come on, Jason. You got to get yourself out of here and talk to the world, man. We were talking about, I wish Jason could have seen his teammates' reaction. Your reaction?
Oh, man, I can't believe it. I tell you what, Rob and Jeff and all the guys, man, I tell you what, they're doing an unbelievable job. This is one bad Summit Pontiac, I can tell you that. Holy smokes, I can't believe it went that fast.
We'll give you a look over here at the monitor if you want to take a peek here. This was Greg's reaction when it all went down. And Jason had said earlier today, yeah, it's going to fall. He wasn't confident that he could hang on to it, but I don't know if he realized that he would be the man in a 55.
I don't think any of us would have imagined this, and this mark may stand for quite a while, whoever walks away by the end of this race weekend. Let's get ready for Mike Edwards' left lane, Richie Stevens in the right lane. Can they come close to topping that? Great side-by-side race, and look at this. Mike Edwards goes 6.58 at 2:09 and change. Richie goes 6:60 in a losing effort at 2:08, career best elapsed time. Mike Edwards 6:58. All right, take a look at the ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Jason Line, yeah, he's got lane choice. So does Greg Anderson. Over on the other side of the equation, take a look, and it will be Jake Coughlin and Tom Martino with the lane choice there. Stay with us. We are coming back. The fun is not over yet.
Mercedes-Benz.
You're on board with Corey McLenithan as we're getting ready for second round action in Top Fuel Racing here at the Torco Racing Fuels NHRA National. Now, if you weren't with us a little bit earlier, let's take you back to round number 1 and show you what happened to Tony Schumacher as he went up in tire smoke, and David Baca, the number 16 qualifier, won. Take a look at our ladder, and the arrow indicates who has the lane choice. In this first one, it'll be Corey Mack over David Baca. And then the huge Titanic battle with the two contenders in the points championship. Bernstein has the lane choice there. J.R. Todd and Rod Fuller have lane choice over on the other side of the equation.
Yeah, in this first matchup here, two teams have really not had the kind of season that they would have liked to. This is a good time for them to both try to get well. If they could possibly get a win or two in these last few races, get into that top 10, it would salvage what has pretty much been a disastrous season for both these drivers.
Well, Corey Mack with 2-round wins here and in the semis would punch his way into the top 10. And Hillary Will would be bumped out. Corey goes 4.72 at 300 miles an hour. You saw David Baca over in that right lane again. We're seeing the same thing creeping up. Some tire smoke and losing traction.
Corey obviously happy to get that win. Didn't run the kind of numbers I'm sure he was looking for. They probably backed her down just a little bit because that's what you normally do in the heat of the day, even though it's relatively cool here. You just don't want to take a chance with that racetrack, and as a result, only ran a 4.72. Probably won't get lane choice, but that doesn't matter. He's in the semifinals.
So there he is at the far end of the racetrack, and it has been quite a while for Corey to go these kinds of rounds. And as we come back down to the starting line, we get ready now for Rod Fuller and Larry Dixon. These two hooked up, well, Larry, his only final this season was at Englishtown. He was runner-up to the guy over in the other lane, Rod Fuller.
And that runner-up finish was on Father's Day, the first time he'd lost there in like 5 years. He just loves that race, or that day, actually.
the onboard camera over in the right lane. And in the left lane, Rod Fuller has completed his burnout. Let's talk about the upcoming Budweiser Shootout. That's the showdown for Top Fuel dragsters at Las Vegas in 2 weeks. Only the top 7 positions are guaranteed a starting spot, and only Tony Schumacher is guaranteed of being the pole sitter. Everybody else will go into a draw. Now, who fills out the 8th position? Well, it'll be one of those contenders between Corey McLenithan all the way down to Clay Millican, and that is determined in a lottery draw Thursday night. I think it's at the Hard Rock Cafe, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is, and it's appropriate. We're in Las Vegas, and it's going to be a big gamble for one of these guys to try to get in that spot, but if they can do it, especially a guy like J.R. Todd, as well as he's running, he's definitely got a shot at winning that race on Saturday of the event.
And, of course, you'll see all that action on Saturday, October 28th on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD starting at 10 o'clock Eastern. Let's take care of business at hand. Who's going on to the semifinals? Rod Fuller or Larry Dixon?
Very good matchup here. Larry Dixon had a very good car in qualifying, as did Rod Fuller. Lee Beards had that car running down the racetrack pretty much every run that they went down the track. Larry Dixon got the full throttle award for performance and consistency in qualifying, but Rod Fuller would have had a shot at it had he not sat out the Friday evening session when Lee Beardfellow just got too late to run the car.
No contest in this one. You saw the tire smoke on the onboard camera from Dixon's viewpoint, and Fuller goes 4.59 seconds in the left lane at 3:05. Lee Beard's a happy camper. Do not go away. Titanic matchup. Could be the championship. Doug Coletta versus Brandon Bernstein when we come back. Back here at the Torco Racing Fuels Nationals, we're getting ready for more second round action here in Top Fuel. And if you say, hey, this looks familiar, you'd be right. Melanie Troxel going up against J.R. Todd. In fact, this is a rematch of the final back in Maple Grove, where J.R. picked up his 3rd win of the year.
And we saw 2 cars smoke the tires in that right-hand lane right at the hit of the throttle. So you got to be a little suspect of that right now. Was it the cars or was it the racetrack? J.R. Todd, he's in that left-hand lane. He hasn't been concerned with anything all weekend. Take a look at these numbers. He sat out one qualifying session, but his numbers in order: 455, 453, 452 in the first round, that 451. Is this car ready or what?
J.R. Todd with a round win. Moves to 9th place in the points. Bumps Hillary Will to 10th. Here we go. Well, Melanie got it down the track, but it was all JR at the stripe. 4.54 seconds the elapsed time, so both Schumacher Top Fuel machines are on the trailer. 318 miles an hour, and J.R. Todd is putting a stranglehold on Rookie of the Year honors.
One thing, he'll have lane choice over Rod Fuller, and I think that is key because obviously the fuel cars are all loving that left-hand lane. J.R. Todd has been doing a great job, as that entire team, to be able to run the way they have. You saw Melanie drift over towards the center, put a cylinder when it did that because it was spinning the tires, and look at J.R. Todd, well over almost 2 car length advantage at the finish line. Great job by that team, I'll tell you.
So as they roll on out at the far end of the racetrack, it'll give us a chance to talk about what's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks here on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. The penultimate round will be at Las Vegas for the Bud Shootout and qualifying starting at 10 Eastern on Saturday, October 28th. Then NHRA Today, Sunday, October 29th at 12:30 Eastern. Finals Sunday evening at 8 Eastern, October 29th on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. All right, back to the starting line. It's time for what possibly could be the most important round in the championship. You've got Brandon Bernstein in the left lane, Doug Coletta in the right lane. Here's why it is so important. Coletta leads Bernstein by 63 points right now. If Bernstein wins, that gap is cut to 43. But if Kalitta wins, it jumps to 83, and there's still 40 more points out there, so that by the end of the race, Kalitta could have a stranglehold on it.
This is definitely a huge matchup, and obviously with the lanes being the way they are, there's a lot of strategy going along. I mean, one thing we saw with Melanie in that right-hand lane, which Doug Kalitta is in, that thing drifted out there. Funny Cars, I know, have a big-time problem when they make that transition. We heard Ron Capps talk about how it wants to push the cars to the right. Has a tendency sometimes in the dragsters, if it does that, you correct it and it kind of shoots over towards the left. So Doug Kalitta, I know is one of the best in the business at having that car control, former sprint car racer. He's probably going to need it right now. If that thing gets off the starting line, he's going to really have to focus on keeping it in the group. Brandon Bernstein, I mean, the same thing. Both lanes are a little bit tricky, but right now this should be a great race.
Tim Richards knows the value of lane choice. When I asked him about it, he gave a really big smile. Says he's not changing much with his combination. As far as Ron Tobler goes, they know they need to push it hard. In fact, all the crew chiefs with cars over there in the right lane feel that they have to push it very hard while they're on the concrete to try to get the advantage there. That's how the Mac Tools dragster team is approaching this round.
Tip of the hat to Ron Tobler and Doug Kalitta. They survived the right lane, 4.60 seconds. That may be the run of the year with the conditions and everything that was at stake. Dave?
Ron Tobler, big sigh right there, huh?
Yeah, big sigh. I mean, I knew, that they're an awful tough team, and to have to meet second round today, I guess it probably was the best this way, that maybe we can put a little ground on them. But we still got a race to try and win today and a little more points to accumulate, so we'll give it our best.
The approach was lean on it pretty hard early, right?
Oh, we did. And, Doug poked it in there a little bit. I'm sure it's spun the tires down there pretty hard, but a win is a win.
All right, there's Doug Kalitta. He has lane choice over Corey McClenathan. We'll talk to him when we come back here to the Torco Racing Fuels Nationals. Plus, when we come back, it'll also be time for funny car action. John Force and Robert Hight on a collision course. Back here at Virginia Motorsports Park, we're just catching our breath from a great second round matchup in Top Fuel, and we're getting ready for funny car action with Eric Medlin in the left lane, Jack Beckman over in the right lane. Let's show you what happened in round one, because it was Ron Capps losing to Scott Kalitta. Kalitta in that left lane goes 4.80 seconds to Capps' 4.89, putting Capps on the trailer. So right now, get ready for this matchup. This one has no implications as far as the championship points chase, but there are a couple down the road. You see the matchups here on the Funny Car Ladder presented by Lucas Oil. There you see Robert Hight, John Force. They're on a semifinal collision course if they both win this round.
Yeah, no points implications, but obviously both drivers would like to win right now. Eric Medlin, all year he's been feast or famine, has a very fast race car, but has to watch out for that pitch damage.
And again, more troubles in the right lane. Tire smoke for Jack Beckman. 4.79 the elapsed time for Eric Medlin at 3.01. And as you see more tire smoke, that means that run by Doug Kalitta was oh so special, Gary Gerald.
Oh, yes, indeed. How apprehensive were you, Doug, because you did not have lane choice, and the significance of that matchup with Brandon?
Yeah, it was a huge round for both of us, and watching those guys spin the tire in the right lane, I was just hoping for the best, but Ron Tobler, my whole Mac Tools team, they just they pulled us through with a good run there. So hats off to them, and we're going another round.
Thank you.
So as Doug hurries back to catch up with the team so he isn't left behind, we come back to the starting line for cousin Scott Kalitta over in the left lane and Jim Head in the right lane.
Well, I like what you said about Doug Kalitta going down that racetrack, because, everybody else is smoking the tires in that right-hand lane.
Dave Reef?
Anywhere the Toyota goes, Jerry Tolliver can't be far behind him. Jerry, I know you're looking to get back out here very soon, but talk about the Toyota and how proud you are of the job that Scott and this team is doing.
Well, I can barely hear you. Matter of fact, I can't hear you at all. But we're very proud of this Toyota. We've worked real hard at this. We finally got to a spot where we think it's going to be, we know it's going to be very, very competitive. I got to thank all the guys at Toyota for sponsors and helping us. And we got this new body out here. She did really great in the wind tunnel, so we'll see what happens.
Turn and look.
4.80 seconds again. Jerry Tolliver says consistency. He likes it. 293 the mile an hour. And Jim Head goes up in tire smoke, and a familiar story that we have seen in that right lane. And every time you see that smoke, think about that run that Ron Tobler gave for Doug Coletta, as it is unbelievable that they were able to win out of that lane. Talking about Scott Coletta, he's not gone past round 2 since his return to Funny Car. That is, until right now.
You got plenty. Am I ever going to find the answer? The key to wisdom.
Welcome back to the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. We're here at the Torco Racing Fuels Nationals, race 21 of 23, and you're on board with Cruz Pedregon, as he will be over in the right lane, which nobody wants to be in right now in fuel. Robert Hight will be over in the left lane. There is Jimmy Prock making the final adjustments. These guys have met 5 times in their career. Robert's won 4 of them. This is Robert's 100th round of racing action. He's done okay for himself, Michael. He's 61 up, 38 down.
I figured he'd have a winning record. He's definitely done a great job. Rookie of the Year last year. No sophomore jinx for him whatsoever. Battling for that Powerade championship. His crew chief Jimmy Prock's done a great job. On board with Cruz Pedregon. Remember, we watched Cruz in that first round. He had that right-hand lane. Did a little bit of driving, but got a 484 out of that lane in the first round. But it looks like we may have a different racetrack here in the second round.
Ashley Force looking on. Cruz labors on through, but boy, it was enough, because you saw the surprising tire smoke on Robert Hight's car. Ashley Force can't believe it. Jimmy Prock can't believe it. And I know, Mike Dunn, you don't believe it.
I'll tell you, they did struggle a little bit in qualifying. I mean, they could run the number, but they weren't getting down the racetrack consistently. And here's the result of that, I think. That thing just had way too much wheel speed. As soon as Robert hit the throttle, even though it went about 60 feet before it spun the tires, it drove into it. Let's go on board with Cruz here and listen. You heard when he made that transition off here, the motor going up and down as it goes down the racetrack, put a cylinder out on the other end, but hey, he's in the semifinals.
And Robert Hight walks disappointedly away from his car. We have Scott Coletta up here, who's going to a semi for the first time since you've come back to Funny Car competition. We're talking about wind tunnel work. Jerry Tolliver, what's happened with this team that is giving you now the opportunity to gain this consistency?
Well, a lot of it's, or I'll say part of it's the body, but part of it's just us finally, you know, starting to get a handle on it and treat it like a funny car instead of a dragster.
And how good does it feel to you to be rewarded for all of this hard work?
Oh, you can't even imagine. I mean, I set out for a couple years and then came back and did kind of okay, but you know, this was like a step back in time into the 80s this year, the way we were running. But you know, for all my guys and you know the few associate sponsors we do have at this point in time, you know, thanks for sticking in there with us.
Thank you.
Yep.
A smile returns to his face. Virginia's for lovers. Drag racing is ESPN 2. Thank you. Glad to be back in the Richmond area. As we get ready now for the final matchup here in second round action. John Force up against Mike Ashley. Let's talk about the points implications, because Caps will hold on to second place now because of the loss by Robert Hight. He is 26 markers behind John. Robert is 34 behind, but there are still 60 points out there that John could collect if he runs it out. So he could have an 86-point lead by the end of the day if he runs the rest of the way through this field. And Force does it as Don Schumacher, and watch this man for a few seconds, folks, as Force runs a very nice 483. Think about this. Don Schumacher, since Brainerd of 2005, that's well over a year ago, has had at least one car in a final at every national event. Well, today, he will have no cars in the finals. Let's take a look at the matchups. It'll be Eric Medlin with the lane choice over Scott Coletta, and it'll be John Force with the lane choice over Cruz Pedregon. The Blip. You're on board in a cloud of smoke after the burnout by Jake Coughlin Jr. He'll be in the right lane as we get ready for second round action here in Pro Stock. He'll be up against Jim Yates. Just in case you were not with us, more history being made. Closest to you there, that is Jason Line up against Eric Anders in the first round. Jason lowers the national mark. to a 6.558 with that run right there. He's already got the backup. There's his boss, Greg Anderson. He was at the far end of the racetrack watching and just said, wow. All right, let's take a look at our ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You can see that Line obviously has lane choice. So does Greg Anderson in his matchup with Mike Edwards. And then over on the other side, there is the Coughlin-Yates matchup. And Martino with the lane choice over Larry Morgan.
And it's with Jim Yates we begin, a guy who said that the rain out in Richmond 1 week ago is actually a blessing in a disguise. Bill Grumpy Jenkins was trying to put a new engine together, couldn't get the pieces and parts in time, but fortunately used the extra week to do just that. It was a motor they put in the last round of qualifying yesterday, and every time out they're learning new things about it. They need to learn how to make it go a little bit quicker, but fortunately they continue to go rounds today, and hopefully they've made the right adjustments to get around Jake Coughlin.
And I know there's fans at home that are wondering, wait a minute, all the fuel cars had lane choice and took the left side. Why is Pro Stock in the right lane? We'll let Mike talk about that in just a moment. Oh, and Coughlin has problems. Yates has problems. Who's going to get down the track first? And in about a 1970s version run, a 768 elapsed time takes the win. Let's go back and listen on the onboard. Maybe we can see what happened or hear what happened. Sounds like it came out of gear.
Yeah, I mean, it just revved up there, and Jim Yates in the end lane had problems. I mean, you don't see a pedal fest very often in Pro Stock Eliminator, but that was pretty cool.
Let's put a period on funny car. Go to Gary.
Well, John Force, salute. You're moving on and taking advantage of opportunities to open up a championship gap. How significant may this day become for you and your team?
It could be good, but it's only some rounds. And it was more important that Robert stayed in when the AAA of Southern Cal car, because that's a good hot rod. It's quicker than mine, and it's had the consistency being in the last 3 finals, winning 2 of them. But he went out, and Jimmy Prock, he goes for it. And we just went right down through there. But I'm excited. You know, I saw Mark Martin last night when he crashed at the NASCAR race, and he talked about just happy to be here, happy to be alive when he crashed. And well, that's John Force. And I got a lot of sponsors like Castrol. I feel naked without their hat on. You slip. No Lorianne here. But you know, people have been with me for 100 years, Goodyear, and Brand Storage coming on board in AAA, and Mac Tool and the Ford Mustang. Dan Davis gives us the technology to fight the fights, because we're in a big fight, not just here today at Richmond, but in the world. And that's to better everybody's life everywhere. So, hey, maybe through the fans from Richmond, we're giving a little NASCAR a little roughing their feathers down here. So maybe we're doing okay. Sorry for the long interview. I don't get here much anymore.
Well, John, it's nice to have you along for the ride.
And as we get ready for Larry Morgan in the left lane, Tom Martino in the right lane. Martino goes 6.65 at 2:08. You saw Morgan get all kinds of crossed up in the left lane. He just had to abandon the run. As we back down to the far end, let's check in again with Gary.
Jim Yates, you're living right on the edge here today. A couple of rounds, but you're going on.
I tell you what, Drace and Jaggy, that's awesome. You know, it's cool to have them back in the class. And I had a dream running him the other day about that turning out just like that, me getting the win light down the end. And I think it was pretty expensive. I think we kicked the rods out of it down there, revved up real hard when it come off start line, shook, got sideways, but I kept on going. And, you know, I just wanted to get the win light and probably did a little costly damage to the engine. But thank God. Thank God for C. Ray Boats and Carlton Phillips and Bob Bagley from Prince William Marine getting us out here. That's great.
Will you have enough time to get it repaired and turned around?
Change motors for the last round. We'll change them again. We'll change them all day long.
All right.
We got plenty of more bullets in the trailer.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys, as we come back down onto the starting line. And we've talked about how Top Fuel and Funny Car, the championship chases, could be getting away from those in second and third. Well, here's another instance. Greg Anderson has to win this round against Mike Edwards. He's pretty much owned Edwards over his career. 21 up, 3 down. That is total domination. But remember the 20 bonus points that Jason Line still has out there if he can hold on. Dave?
And Marty, people ask me all the time, what is Young Life on the side of Mike Edwards' car? And that's a program that sends young kids to camps, underprivileged kids that might not be able to do that. And last year, Mike and a bunch of people started a program where every round win, they would send a kid to a camp for a week. Well, when it was all said and done last year, they sent 60 kids to camp. Well, Kathy Cisneros is part of that program. She's here this weekend, and she just shared with me the fact that corporate sponsorship has grown above and beyond that. And so far to this point, they've already sent 300 kids to camp this year. So tip of the hat to those guys for the job they're doing.
Great program, and we congratulate them. Good work by everybody as we get ready for this second round all-important matchup. This one's over. And Greg goes 6.59 seconds, 2:09 and change. It will not come close to the 6:55 record set by his teammate Jason Line, but he keeps his championship hopes alive. And you know, we've talked a lot about records this weekend. Let's go back to 1997 here at Richmond, because Warren Johnson picked up $25,000 for this run.
The first pro stock run over 200 miles per hour.
And there it was on the board. Listen to the crowd. And there's the professor. 9 years later, we're approaching 210.
That's about 1 mile an hour a year, the way I figure it.
Very good.
I'm on it.
That's why he's the analyst, folks. He's just on top of everything. All right, let's get ready for Jason Line, Dave Conley. Conley's already lit both balls. Here we go.
Throw him off a little bit. Jason needs to just go out and do his thing.
Advantage line, race over. Jason tattoos him and runs another stellar pass. 6.57 seconds, 209.5 miles an hour. Just an incredible performance by this car and this team this weekend. And that sets up a showdown with the boss, Greg Anderson, in the semifinals. And Jason will have lane choice. Let's go on board with Dave Conley. Say bye-bye. But don't you go away. We're coming right back.
Okay, guys. Psyched in my seat, this the final round. Feeling my heartbeat with every vital sound. The cruising full force and the engine blazing. Either a win or a loss is for the taking. But only time will tell if I'm weak or strong. I got a white line fever and the heat is on. Go hard or go home, the motto on me. If I go home, I'm holding this wallet.
We will be holding the Wallies at the end of the day. Well, we're getting so much closer here as we're into semifinal action now in Top Fuel. Closest to you is Corey McLenithan. There he is from the onboard camera. He'll be in the right lane up against Doug Coletta. Let's talk about 1999. Corey McLenithan came to the line one of 3 times that he won here. He was up against Larry Dixon in the final here. You remember this race pretty well, don't you, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Corey beat me on a hole shot to get to that final round. But Corey McLenithan, one of the best drivers in the business. He's got all the Wallies to prove it. Would love to get a championship. It's not going to be this year, though.
Take a look. There are the matchups. Arrow indicates who has the lane choice. It is Doug Coletta. Guess where he is, folks? Left lane. Oh, no. Pedal fest. Who's going to get there? And it's going to be Corey McLenithan. And the Top Fuel Championship chase is still alive. Had Coletta won that round, he would have taken a 103-point lead. As of now, it will hold at 83 over Bernstein, 89 over Schumacher with 2 rounds left. And after such a great performance, the last round in the right-hand lane to beat Brandon Bernstein, you can see Ron Tobler looking down the track saying, where did we go wrong?
We always say it. I mean, it ain't, big numbers, but it's always fun to watch these races. Watch left side of your screen. Corey got awfully close towards that center line. Did a great job to keep it off that, because remember, it would have been automatic disqualification had he done that before he got to the finish. That is crossing the center line. But he was able to keep it in his lane. Got that momentum a little bit better going than Doug Coletta. Now let's take a listen. He did did get a little close to that center line, but he did a good job to get in the final round.
Let's go to the far end, Gary.
All right, here's the man who was in the seat. He's going to look at the big screen here with us and kind of relive this moment. You talk us through it.
Well, I don't want a do-over. I got the win light. That's all that matters. Boy, that thing lost traction quick, and all I could think of was squeezing the throttle, easy. But she got towards the center line. I had to be a little more careful. Aim that sucker straight, and wow, Fram Boost, boy. Torco Racing Fuels, Jags, FabTech, Pure Power Lubricants, everybody all the way around. This is Honeywell territory. It's time for us to win one.
All right, good stuff there. Going to a final.
His 49th in his career, and what is amazing is with that round win, he punches his way back into the top 10. Hillary Will is now 11th. So we come back to the starting line now after catching our breath from that matchup with J.R. Todd and Rod Fuller. J.R. looking to go back-to-back finals for the first time in his rookie career. And again, tire smoke. And Fuller gets it to recover first and then ignites into a fireball at the finish line. Boy, we have seen two tire smoking affairs, and Fuller quickly trying to get it halted so that if he is dropping any oil, it's going to be limited to a certain area of the track. But again, another side-by-side pedal fest, and boy, Hot Rod's flying out of there as he's feeling the heat.
Yeah, it looks like some fire actually might have got up into the cockpit. Does happen every once in a while in them top fuel dragsters, but I tell you what, one of the concerns with the teams was that concrete surface was a little bit coarse, and the rubber doesn't really bond the way they would like it to that surface, and maybe this is a problem we're seeing. I'll tell you, Rod Fuller did a good job to get that car to recover and get the win. He only runs a 554, but guess what? He's got lane choice with that.
Isn't that amazing? And there is the fireball as he goes through at the far end. So there's Rod as the Safety Safari is on the scene, and they know they've got a lot of work to do, but he is into the finals. Now, the last final round was at Dallas. He lost that one to Brandon Bernstein. This will be his 8th career final. He will have the lane choice. Look at those numbers. We never would have thought that, as we saw so much great performance earlier in the day. And let's check in with Dave Reef.
Surprised, and rather pleasantly, I might add, is Brandon Bernstein, who, when it's all said and done, it's only one round.
Yeah, it is, but it's still pretty tough. You know, that's a great team over there, but you know, fortunately it is only one round, and you know, we got to go to Vegas, and we know what we have to do. Hopefully we get another shot at maybe taking him out early, or if he has a little stumble and we can get some more points on him there and go to Pomona and hopefully, you know, have a shot at it. It's going to be tough, but you know, it was pretty heavy heart this weekend. We lost a really good personal friend, Russ Tom, at Downtown Harley, and we were really trying to try and win this for him. But you know, hey, he must have been looking up there and trying to give us a little bit of encouragement for the championship, you know, and hopefully we can bring it home for him.
Our thoughts and prayers as well.
So as we get ready to look further down this path, let's talk about what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks, as we will be heading for Las Vegas and the Bud Shootout and qualifying Saturday, October 28th, starting at 10 Eastern, with NHRA Today Sunday, October 29th, 12:30 Eastern Time, and finals on Sunday, October 29th, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Down on the starting line, John Force in the left lane, Cruz Pedregon as we shift gears into funny car action now. A big chance for Force to open up more ground in the championship chase. Ron Capps right now trails by 46. Robert Height by 54. Both are on the trailer.
It's going to be interesting to see what are the funny cars going to do. All the dragsters smoke the tires. Obviously, they're aware of that. I'm sure they probably took some power, maybe some clutch off of this thing, make sure these cars get hooked up and go down that racetrack.
Force erupts at half track, and Cruz Pedregon goes 4.87 seconds, 304 miles an hour. Cruz's last final was at Denver. He's going now to his 52nd final of his career.
How about that Cruz Pedregon? I mean, he never gets lane choice. He goes right down that right-hand lane as we see John exit that Mustang after it exploded pretty much about half track. But Cruz Pedregon has been going down this right-hand lane pretty much all day long. Now, I guarantee you know, crew chief Ron Douglas and Sam Shockey have been really working this thing, and Cruz has been working the wheel. And oh man, someone.
Oh, what is wrong with John? The safety safari, and they're going for his right leg. And there is Ashley back at the starting line, obviously concerned, as we all are.
Wow.
I mean, after all the times we've seen John on fire, upside down, this one was kind of tame, but then all of a sudden, here he is, down the track.
Don't know if maybe a piece could have came back, got him in the leg, or could have injured it just jumping out of the tie. I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation right now, but...
And we're told by our crew in the truck we do not have any video of him coming out of the actual race car. So we're going to have to wait to hear from the officials on the scene as to what is wrong with John. All right, we're going to take a break, let them do their work. That'll give us a chance. There's Dan Bricky, Chief of Medical Services, and Robert Height looks on, as does Ashley Force and the entire crew. We'll all hold our breath. We'll update you as soon as we come back.
Tarco Race Fuel.
All right, we'll update you on John Force's condition. He is okay. It's a burn. We'll get a chance to talk to him. They got him off the track during the break. We're quickly getting into Scott Coletta in the right lane. Eric Medlin over in the left lane. If Medlin wins this round, he moves ahead of Tony Pedregon into 4th place in the championship chase.
He's got to get around Scott Coletta first, and Scott's had a very good race car. He ran a 477 in the right lane yesterday, but this is another day.
Great drag race, 4.79 the elapsed time. John Medlin should be very happy with that run, 303 miles an hour, and that moves Eric ahead of Tony Pedregon into 4th in the points championship. Now, we talked about, we had a chance to talk to John. This was recorded during the break. Here's Gary.
Well, John, with a sense of humor as always, saying, let me hide my legs. Is it a case of being burned on the legs, John? What's the problem?
Yeah, I got burned on the back of my legs. You know, Simpson makes the best fire equipment, no doubt about it. But I've wore them because I always say I ain't superstitious, but yet this one has been worn for 2 years. It's lightweight, and it works. I feel really good in it. And Guido told me today, you're not wearing this fire suit anymore. It gotten too thin from laundry, and I just put it on because I'm thick-headed. And, man, then I go and have a fire, and it got up behind my tail end of my legs. It just got hot. I'm okay, Austin. Just burnt the back of my leg. So, you know, after your fire suit does its time, don't be ignorant. Get rid of it and get on the new stuff. And I got a brand new one back in the trailer that Castro bought me, and I'm fine. Got scared a little bit for an old man, but it's okay. It's what we do.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, so as John is going to be okay, we'll take one more look at his run. His points lead going into the next to last race will be 46 over Ron Capps, 54 over Robert Height, as Eric Medlin goes into his 9th final of his career up against Cruz Pedregon of his 52nd. We'll take a break. We'll be back with Pro Stock.
This is ABC.
Spark, it'll be Jim Yates and Tom Martino, but not before we get a chance to pay a little homage to Cruz Pedregon, lost in the fracas of the John Force Fires, the Advanced Auto Parts driver, going to the finals.
Yeah, it feels good. Advanced Auto Parts car has been running good today. We actually had a little mishap second round there. We had the timing off, so that 501 should have been a 480 something. So we feel good about everything going in the final.
And believe it or not, the Cruiser has done it without lane choice all day long.
And he will not have it in the final. It goes to Eric Medlin with a 479 to Cruz's 487. All right, let's shift gears. Jim Yates and Tom Martino. Yates has not been to a final round since his win back at Columbus. Martino's last final was his debut race with Richard Maskin back at Seattle. One of them is going to the final in about 6.5 seconds. Oh, both cars. Who's going to get to the line first? Here we go. Another pedal fest in Pro Stock. What are you laughing about? It's going. Tom Martino in the blistering time of 9:19 at 140 miles an hour.
I love it. Just like in the fuel cars. I mean, it's exciting to watch when Martino gets that thing so sideways you can read the name from the starting line. That's getting pretty sideways. Now watch this, right side of your screen. I mean, both cars obviously in trouble, but look at Tom Martino getting that thing fishtailing. Right there, he pretty much figured it was done. Then he realized, oh, wait a minute, Yates isn't there. Yates tried to put the thing back in gear and go. I mean, Wow, Tom really had that thing sideways, but then he had the presence of mind to get back in. I mean, these guys obviously don't practice. I mean, the field guys practice it because it happens all the time, but doesn't happen very often in pro stock except here at Richmond.
All right, so now this throws this matchup into a huge question mark because the track really has gone away in both lanes. And who can figure it out? Greg Anderson, Jason Line. Line has the points lead. Greg Anderson needs to win this round because remember, Jason has a potential 20-point bonus if he can hold on to that record run that he had earlier. And right now, you're on board with Greg. He'll be in the left lane. Jason, with the choice, has gone into the right lane.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens right here. You know, like we've been seeing some tires shake. Sometimes it's an indication of not enough power. In pro stock, sometimes it could be too much wheel speed. But right now, I mean, obviously Jason Lyons had a very good handle on the race car. Greg has been right behind him every single run. So, you know, as Kim Anderson watches her husband there, and it'll be interesting to really see what these two cars do.
Will there be any kind of a staging duel between the teammates? They've never done it before, although neither has jumped in. There is both pre-staged. Here we go. Big advantage, Jason. And a 6.58 second elapsed time. He has been living in the 50s. 2:09 and change for both cars. Greg runs a 6:62, but what it means right now in the championship chase is Jason leads Greg by 79. Add in the 20 if he holds on to that national record, it's 99. He could pick up another 20 with a win in the finals. That could be devastating in the championship chase for Greg Anderson. Take a look. We'll have all the finals for you when we come back here to Virginia Motorsports Park.
Today's Speed World presentation of the Torco Racing Fuels NHRA Nationals brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. And Torco, the octane racers count on. Learn more about Torco at torco.com.
Down on the starting line, we come to pro stock. Jason Line, back-to-back races, has a chance to take the national record. He could run the table, #1 qualifier, score maximum points, 138 big ones. He would join an exclusive club. Bob Glidden, Warren Johnson, and Greg Anderson, they've all done it. But the king, well, that would be Glidden. He did it 14 times. WJ 5. Greg has done it once. The man standing in the way is Tom Martino, but we had reports that Tom had a lot of work to do between rounds.
Marty, Jason Line said that he has great respect for the man he's facing, Tom Martino, but he says, I can't think about him. We've just got to do our deal, see if we can make it 4 straight runs in the 50s.
And indeed, Tom Martino did have some work in a run more reminiscent of a nitro car. That thing shook, went left, went right, everywhere in that semifinal win, and it shook so hard it actually shook the fuel line off the back of the fuel cell that's mounted on the front of the car. But fortunately, Erica Anderson, her team came to the rescue, gave them a fuel cell to run, and that's what's in there right now as they tried to make some adjustments to try to get within a couple hundredths of a second of Greg, who can be susceptible on the starting line. That may be what they need here to steal a win away from Greg, or from Jason Line.
There are the 10 quickest runs in pro stock history. Guess what happened? It all happened this weekend right here. Everybody in the 650s. The top 10 speeds over 209 now in the sport.
And what's amazing is, we've never obviously seen more 650 runs. We've never seen any before we came into here. But we also never seen so many cars not get down the racetrack in pro stock. It's been a wild weekend for the door cars.
Martino gave it everything he could, but Jason runs another 50. 6.59 seconds at 2:08, a 6:64 for Martino. The win goes to Jason. He runs the table. It means he leads the points by 119 over Greg Anderson. Dave Reef?
I'm going to steal a line from John Force, who years ago said, I hired my own assassin when he hired Tony Pedregon, and you've just done the same thing.
Obviously, I have. What are you going to do? I'm just very proud of the guy. I mean, it's not just what he's doing out here. It's what he's done for this entire team. And I can't tell you how important he is to this team. And you know what? I'm just very proud of him. And you know what? He deserves it. He actually took the bull by the horns this year. He went out and got it, and it looks like he's going to get him a championship. I'm not giving up yet. I'm going to try all I got, but he sure looks tough to beat.
2 races in a row with the national record.
What's interesting, I'm looking at the points. Of course, it's 119 between first and second. Under the new system, the same top 4 next year would make it to the countdown to 2, because it would be Jason Gregg, Dave Conley, and Mike Edwards. The difference would be, instead of it being 428 points between first and fourth, next year it'll be a total of 30 between first and fourth. So the same 4 guys make it. It just means the last 2 races, they're going to be a lot tighter. All right, let's shift gears, get ready for Funny Car, because here comes Eric Medlin. He'll be against Cruz Pedregon. Let's go to the far end to Gary.
And Jason, 4 consecutive passes this weekend in the 50s. You walk out of here with a 119-point lead. How much closer do you think you've taken a step to winning the championship with this performance?
I think it's a huge step, actually. It's awesome, and I can't say enough about all the guys. Everybody on this Summit KB Racing team is, man, they're the best, and I love them. It's been an awesome day. It was tough to race Greg in the semis. That's really a hard thing to do, but it's good, and I feel like I want to win this thing, and we just took a big step towards that. So
maybe breathing a little easier going to Las Vegas.
Well, he should be 119. I mean, you remember, it's 20 points per round. There's only 8 rounds of racing left. And he has taken maximum points here. Plus, remember, he reset the record 1 race ago as the body comes down on Cruz Pedregon's car. Cruz are looking for his 2nd race win of the season. Eric Medlin also has 1 win this season. That was back at Sonoma, and John looks a lot better now after his brush with the burn.
And he'll feel much better if, as teammate Eric Medlin can get this win. He definitely has a good race car to be able to do that. Cruz has had a good handle on that right-hand lane. He's going to need it against Eric, because Eric's been pretty much flawless on that left-hand side of the racetrack. And remember, #1 qualifier, only his teammate this year has been able to win from that #1 position.
That would be Robert Height. Well, it is now Eric Medlin joining that club. Pole sitter, winning race, 4.81, the elapsed time at 3:01.
Good job by the team. I tell you, they had a great race car all weekend, but give credit to Cruz Pedregon and his team. He went down that right-hand lane pretty much every run elimination. That was a very tricky racetrack.
Let's go to Dave Reef.
John, congratulating his team. You've obviously weathered the burns for now, and of course a national event win's going to help soothe that a little bit.
Well, you know, it helps the budget here, and that's what Syntec they pay for that kid to win. And that kid did his job out here today, and so did his dad. And I'm really proud, and makes me take some burns away. They don't hurt a bit right after that. So Cruz put up a great fight today, but great for the sport here in Richmond. But Eric Medlin, him and his dad, they won this race today in that team.
Congratulations.
Let's go back, take a look at Cruz, and there's his car, and oops, looks like he hurt it.
Well, a lot of guys did that this weekend. A lot of engine damage at this racetrack. This situation, let's go on board with him. Like I said, a nice job getting this thing down that racetrack. Boy, I had to fire out early before the run.
He came around the corner, and there was a scream coming out of that funny car for Eric Medlin. Could this have been an any better weekend? You qualify #1, and you just storm your way all the way through here with an 81 to win it.
Well, yeah, it could have been a better weekend. Race one of your teammates in the final and all that jazz. But you know what? For Castrol Syntec, we've been working awful hard on this thing. It's getting consistent. It's too bad it's close to the end of the season, but if this was next year, we'd be right in the thick of things. So with that new championship chase. But man, I'm telling you what, for AAA Auto Club, Goodyear tires, I mean, they took a beating out here, but they held up. There ain't no other tires that can take that beating. I'm telling you what, I was on the strange brakes like you can't believe. So Brock's gonna have to call Bob Stange, tell him, send us some more brakes. But the boss is up there, Brandon down here. This is great. I'm telling you what, there's nothing like it. There's a few things, but I can't say them on camera.
Okay.
Well, there is John to the cheers of the fans. You know, he mentioned the new versus the old championship. The current points, Force leads Caps by 46, Height by 54. Eric would be fourth by 161. Under the new system, it would be Robert Height first, Medlin second, John third, Caps fourth, and again, next year they'll only be separated by 30 points.
You'll have to excuse Lee Beard if he's a little nostalgic going into this Top Fuel final. You go all the way back to the very first time the NHRA ran here, Corey McClenathan was your winner. The guy in the opposite lane, his car owner, was Joe Gibbs, who happened to be the Washington Redskins coach as he is today. And the crew chief on that effort was Lee Beard. He'd like the same outcome, but with a different driver.
Tire smoke for Fuller. And Corey McClenathan is going to get his first win since Atlanta in 2004, over 2.5 years ago. His 29th national event win. He's the 8th different winner in Top Fuel this year. Mike, we had 7 last year.
Boy, what a great job. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, Corey McClenathan, I probably think that his chances weren't all that great coming this weekend, but Corey's one of those drivers you never give up, and he got the job done today.
Dave Reef?
Unfortunately, he's got 2 car owners, Mark and Andy Carey, who never gave up either. What does this one mean after an exhaustive season?
Well, first I want to thank Fram for sticking with us. It's been a long year. We've been trying to do this for a long time, and we're happy we are. Thanks to Jegs, thanks to FabTech, Mac, everybody. I just appreciate it. We're so happy going to celebrate.
By the way, you're back in the top 10, too.
That's an awesome deal. We got to do some good stuff.
That's right, man. I want to also tell, we lost my daddy last year. We've been wanting to win one for him. And man, this is for him. Thanks, guys.
Oh, man.
Corey Mack, after the drama earlier this year at Bristol, the fact that it's been 2.5 years since you won, did you ever doubt that you'd be back holding one of these things?
Thank God we're racing Virginia again. That's all I can say about it. For Fram Boost and Torco Racing Fuels, this is for you guys. And Jegs, GMC, Mac Tools, FabTech, Pure Power Lubricants, all the people that have hung with us. Steve LaValle, this one's for you, buddy. I'm telling you, this is just awesome. What a year.
And with the win, Corey McClenathan moves from 11th at the beginning of the day to 9th in the points. J.R. Todd is now 10th. Now, here are the current standings under this year's format. And watch the names, and everything's going to change. This is where it's the most difference that we've seen. Under the new system, Brandon Bernstein would lead Tony Schumacher, Rod Fuller, and Doug Coletta would be 4th. Final thought?
Wow, we saw some wild racing action this weekend on the racetrack, but how about Pro Stock? We saw it all. 650 elapsed times. We saw Pedal Fest and elimination, and when it was all said and done, a dominating performance by Jason Line.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Next week, you'll see NHRA Today coming your way at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming up next is Poker right here on ESPN2. And that's going to do it for us. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long, everybody.